Welcome back, my wonderful friends. Welcome, wonderful to see you, hear you today. I said wonderful twice. Don't judge me harsh. We have a little bit of a tough and disappointing topic today, and I'm still under the influence of recent virus, whatever that is. So hopefully, I won't have to stop the live because still not feeling great. And a little bit shattered, scattered thoughts, but I just wanted to share this with you. Welcome back. Hello, Elizabeth. Welcome, everyone. So, um, I have a really alarming kind of topic today, alarming stats, and I am truly and deeply concerned for, yes, yes, international health coach. I am deeply concerned and alarmed about the future of our society here in US, in the West in general, but I'm coming here today with some heavy stats. And in fact, I would like you to listen to a video that I found. So the topic of the life is war on love, or half of American men age 18 to 45 are subscribed to the corn sites, including OnlyFans, including there are some other ones as well. But from my experience, I can only tell you that when I'm consulting men, and those men who are actually in that age range, under 45, under 50 even, very often I have to ask this question because a lot of times their confusion with women and them not to be successful with women, not to be able to create anything meaningful, um, anything worthwhile, or just even not having the right motivation, or losing motivation to be with women, to actually form a family or recreate a family again. Oh, I have to ask sometimes, and most of times I know the answer, and that is so poisonous and toxic when you are trying this this whole concept of an easy and available and promiscuous, sort of forbidden but yet very available entertainment. It will ruin, I think, and is ruining the vast majority of men, the vast majority of men who otherwise could be capable, could be driven, could have motivation for a real relationship, for building things. It's not just relationships. It's being a leader, building, being a coach, being a mentor, building society, protecting, providing. When your mind is hijacked with all this corn, when your mind is in a gutter and you, instead of pursuing real things, you get into addiction of doing this very available, very empty, but very instant gratification kind of things, we are doomed. We are doomed because men are so important in building of society, bringing protection, stability. I don't know. It's so very concerning, and I was saying that I had situations when I was consulting somebody, and I already knew this person, this man has an addiction. I already knew that, and in order to build something meaningful, you absolutely have to drop. these things. It's not about shaming somebody. I know it's a very personal, very intimate matter, but it's impossible to be a dedicated husband and be addicted to OnlyFans. It's impossible to be a man that is looking for women, considering good women, women who are of value, of substance, of character, and be on OnlyFans. As women, we feel it on certain level. You just making yourself into a very vulnerable position. My dear friends, I have to switch camera for a moment. I apologize. I told you I'm getting over a cold. So I'm gonna switch camera, but I'll put it back on. Hello, Lawrence. Welcome. Yes. So I'm gonna play a video actually while I'm taking care of this. Oh man. Please let me know if you can hear it well. I'm gonna try to play this. Yeah. It is absolutely. It is absolutely impossible to be to have passion, motivation, drive, self-respect, love, desire to build something, whether it's personal or whether it's professional. It is so devastating that addiction is taking the best of our people. In this case today we're talking about men. Okay, in this video we're talking about men. It is devastating. It is absolutely devastating. I want you to listen to this video. I thought that it was very eloquent and very on point.
In an article on the Washington Examiner, it said, according to OnlyFans, nearly half of its 220 million users are American, or more than 94 million. Considering that 87% of users overall are male, we can assume that's about 82 million American men, 3/4 of whom are in the 18 to 45-year-old age bracket. That means that about half of all American men are subscribed to OnlyFans. And a large majority of those men are in the prime of their life, 18 to 45, when they should be having families, building careers, going out and setting out to do whatever they were born to do. Bar OnlyFans being banned, which I just don't see that happening. If people made the personal decision to no longer engage in this type of gratification, so much of our society would drastically change and drastically improve. Because our society and its success does, for a large part, hinge upon the actions and the leadership of men, and of men in that specific 18 to 45-year-old age bracket.
Yeah.
I found out in an article.
Yes, my dear friends, so extremely sad, so extremely disappointing to realize that this is our reality. This is our reality where instant gratification wins. When people no longer want to do anything of value, and the whole industry works to destroy love, family, relationship, men's leadership, women's. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry, my dear friends. I have to switch on my camera. Women's purpose, women's dignity as well, men's dignity, self-respect for both. And yeah, it's so absolutely devastating that is it's not, it's like it's cannonballing, it's not just somehow rotting, it's not just falling apart, but it's cannonballing. And today I want to talk to men who maybe not subscribing to this website, but you fall in all the free stuff. Um, 1 second. Oh my goodness, I don't know what to do, guys. I'm still so sick. Oh, I'm gonna try to talk for a little bit. So yeah, maybe you are liking all the free stuff, on Instagram or TikTok. I don't know. I'm not interested in this kind of content, thank God. So I don't know, but a lot of men, they say they kind of condemn this, they criticize this, but they still follow all the pages or all this inappropriate content. And it's horrible both ways. If you're in a relationship, you take it from your relationship. Whatever little energy you had, whatever little attention you could have given to your woman, the woman you're with, you are putting likes on other women's profiles. You are disrespecting your relationship and your marriage by doing that. And if you are single, if you are in a, you are considering, you want to build something, you can't build something being overrun by this addiction. And you still supporting the industry, even if you're not even if you're not an active subscriber. Just so you know, by putting likes, by supporting inappropriate promiscuous content, you are disqualifying yourself from being a decent a valuable member of the society. Because sorry guys, just really bad. Because by supporting these websites, by supporting these creators, by supporting this promiscuity, you are still supporting, you're still making them more popular when you put your likes on Instagram, when you put your I'm sorry, when you put your when you share things, you share with your friends, you're doing all this, you're still supporting this. And I'm mostly speaking to men that really actually want to be leaders, want to be um uh, that want to do something of value in this life. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Thank you so very much for the PayPal, for the coffee chat support. Thank you so very much. I really appreciate this. So, you are doing all this, but you want to, deep down, you want to have good things. You want to have a good woman. You want to have real relationship. You want to have real family. You want to build your company. But, and you know that this is wrong. You know that this is wrong, right? You know that, but you're still doing it. And you're hoping that you're gonna stop doing it when you meet somebody. But the thing is, it doesn't really work this way. It's very hard to focus on your relationship, to have the true motivation and deep desire to get into a relationship, because you're getting this cheap not supplement, but substitute, right? You're getting a very cheap substitute, and you hold yourself back from ever being truly successful and feeling good about yourself. Sometimes we have to abstain from things. We all human being, we all have sexual human nature. That's just, we were made like this. We all have these desires, men, women, all the younger, we all have this kind of desires. But it doesn't, or I'm dying, my dear friends, it doesn't mean that we should become the slaves of them and replace real drive, real relationships, real building, real forming of the society, real presence, with cheap, destructive, and horrible substitutes, like these all kinds of corn sides, all kinds of all kinds of things that just distract you, and in the end you feel defeated. In the end you feel the defeat. You have quick pleasure, but in the end, day after day, week after week, month after month, you feel defeat. And also, if consider that half, according to the statistics, we might not know exact numbers, but men age 80 to 45, I would even say 80 to 50, it's usually very, if not to 60, but the majority of this age, right? This is the most active age. This is age when you build your foundation, you build your family, you get your education or your professionalism, your career. You're trying to, it's not easy in this day and age to build relationships and connections. And it's just, I don't know what it is, why we are becoming so, oh my goodness, sorry. I don't want to drip things, if you know what I mean here. Um, oh, I have cold and allergy at the same time. Anyway, we are in a situation where something something really needs to change. Something really needs to change in order for us, for young men and women, will be able to be able to build something of of substance, for our children, for our grandchildren, for the generations to come. If we will fall apart by this uh, business, great marketing, great business ideas, preying on the weakness of men, because obviously men have more testosterone, men are more sexually driven than women. We don't, we are different. We also have our sexuality, but it's just different. And also it's different at different times. And I don't know anybody from women who spend money or even interested to all this stuff. Usually most 90%, I would say, probably, of women could care less about this in terms of as an entertainment. But I'm just, and of course the video games and the gambling and all this stuff. I really i really truly deeply I'm really truly deeply concerned about this. And the thing that I would like to mention from where I stand is that, once again, working with men, especially I would say in the last couple of years, was some of my most successful clients. They are unsubscribed from all the Instagrams, with all the bodies and all the inappropriate also inappropriate visuals. Men used to put a lot of work in order to see a woman undressed, in order to have a woman clothes. Men used to have to work extremely hard to be able to be intimate with a woman, to be able to have a woman, to be able to get married. Right now, women basically throwing themselves at men, taking their clothes off, um making the content that is extremely revealing and promiscuous. And all my success, okay guys, I'm sorry, we're gonna be without camera. I apologize for that, but I'm just not feeling good. I'm having a cold. So my successful clients, most successful ones, men who were asking me for a few pointers, for relationships, mostly with Eastern European women, but in general as well, they all dropped their addiction. I have a couple of them that I know personally and know very well. They unsubscribe from every Instagram account that is inappropriate, that is extremely, made for men to last, men made for men to get their attention, to get paid clients, to maybe get there to go to their OnlyFans. And I would just say this, I understand that men have different experiences. I cannot relate to this, thank God. I don't, I don't, I don't feel like I would like to have this part of that. But I think there is a aspect of self-respect, and it's very contradictory, when you say on public that, you condemn this, you don't support women to be promiscuous, you do not support the modern culture, but yet when you are, when you are on your own, you have your private accounts and you follow all these inappropriate, extremely vulgar, you know, when you follow this very inappropriate, extremely vulgar accounts and women, and then you sign for their OnlyFans, and you tell yourself, "Oh, I'm single. I need a little something till I meet somebody." Just know that you probably will not meet anybody of value. You're probably not going to meet anyone, because there is something in your energies. There is something about you that you're not being able. You're doing things you're not supposed to do. So when you are in that, it's like the same as, I would say, okay, I'm currently on drugs, I'm currently on alcohol, nicotine, and other drugs, but when I meet the right person, I will end these drugs, because I will be happier. It doesn't work this way. You cannot meet a quality woman, a woman that has principles, that have something to give, a woman that you can build something with, have family with. You probably, oh my God, you probably not gonna go to, you're probably not going to be, very successful, because I can tell you, as a woman, I always know if this man I'm talking to, or trying to get my attention, if he's addicted to corn. I always know it. I feel it, and it's a very disgusting, like, repelling feeling. I know that many men have their folders, but I don't know. There is, sometimes we have to go on diet. Sometimes we have to not have alcohol, right? Sometimes we have to not use certain substances. Sometimes we have to refrain from internet. Sometimes we have to refrain from, from video games. Sometimes we have to refrain from, men in this case have to slow down on watching things that are very lustful, because you cannot be serious, focused, dedicated to build something with a woman that giving you a chance, and at the same time have your double life. Why not to build something real and go into depths? Why to have this desperate subscription where you destroy your character, even if nobody ever watches, nobody ever knows? You still destroying your character, you destroying your destiny. And if you have a partner, you basically losing so much of your energy, so much of your attention. You lose so much of your energy, so much of your attention, so much of who you could be. You are losing it of giving attention to promiscuity, to just wrong outlets. I will have to re-record this video, my dear friends. I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to fight the cold and make a video at the same time, and it's kind of very uncomfortable. I probably should have waited. So I gotta get my camera off. I'm gonna make this private. I'm gonna leave it for a little bit and then I'm gonna make it private. I will make a short video or shorter video on this topic. But I'm so passionate about this. And it's not about, shaming somebody because, we all have this sexual nature, all of us. We were meant to live, grow, reproduce, connect, create. It's all of us. It's how the world spins. But this is very evil situation, and it gets like a virus in, especially in a young man's mind. And the direction of the energy goes, and your energy, your focus goes. It's just addiction. It's all the drive, all the motivation. It's so extremely dangerous, and it separates you from reality. Why would you do all this when you can have so much better? Instead of liking somebody or buying their quote unquote creations, you can have your own. You can actually experience things, and you can build something. When something is fast and available, it doesn't always make it best. Yeah, very, very devastating subject. And unfortunately, the results of this, we're not even seeing yet, but the results of this fall, the great fall of society, we're probably going to see in about 10, 15, 20, 30 years from now. Because now this is on the rise, and for the young men who are into that, the results will come. The results will come in about a decade and more. And when you're in your 30s, 40s, a lot of people didn't get where they wanted, didn't achieve what they want in their 30s and 40s. Okay, I'm gonna try to put my camera back. Being in your 30s and 40s, you're supposed to have so much energy and so much drive as a man to build things, to create things. People used to do it earlier, but now some people do this later. You know, we have every decade when you can make a family and open a business or become a professional or something. And a lot of people, they go to a certain age and they basically oh my goodness. Cannot talk. I have to write down my points. You go to a certain age, and instead of trying again, having a new, like a new moment, a new career shift, a new idea, a new way of doing things, very often, what men do is whatever little energy and motivation they have, they burn it on video games and corn sites, you know, where you could build, maybe you had a business and it fell apart. Maybe you had a family and you got a divorce, you got a separation. Basically, you still have a lot of knowledge, strength, and potential to change it, but all of your drive, all of your ideas are burned by your addiction. This is so very devastating. Think about this. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. We have our mind is getting more mature, more productive, more wise. A lot of things are opening up when you live your life right. But when you destroy your mind with all this dopamine hits, you basically deplete all your power. You basically deplete all of your power. And what happens, we all know, nothing good. You can no longer build. You can you have extra time to build. You have this whole decade to build. You have this whole decade to do something, but you had chosen to just losing yourself in this sea of addictions. So I'm very, very concerned about it. I'm gonna tell you honestly. I'm gonna try to re-record this video, guys. I'm sorry for all the distraction, for for me not being able to fully, to be fully here, to be fully present with my video and making a point. Yeah, I didn't realize how sick I still am. So thank you so much, Elizabeth. I appreciate you. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, so I'm gonna keep it for a couple of hours and make it private, because I would like, it's a very important topic. I would like to make a better statement. So I just, uh sometimes we need to think about the future. Life doesn't end at 45. A lot of men living life like it, you always be young, but we're not, none of us will always be young. And we need to have things in life that are very satisfying, like having a way of self-expression, actualization, having something that is fulfilling, and in terms of profession, in terms of um, family, something that can give a long-term satisfaction, long-term goals, you know something to look forward to, basically. what do you look forward to if you what do you look forward to if you all day long you are doing things that you are embarrassed to admit? What are you looking forward to when you don't have energy to do anything else because of that? Yes, my dear friends. All right, I think I'm gonna be. Okay. Oh, you see, I cannot see most comments. Okay. Thank you guys so much. I only now see the comments. Oh my goodness. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm gonna read the comments, but I'm gonna switch off my camera. I'm sorry. Because I'm just not feeling good. Hey Lance. Thank you so much for your comments. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know why I couldn't see your, okay, maybe you, yeah, somehow they don't always show. Good evening. These things are detrimental to male psyche. You need to go take care of yourself. Yes, thank you, I will. So topic needs to be heard. Yeah, it's just collided with the man I'm working with. I was moving from one session to another. I'm like, I should really tell him about this, because I try to have some boundaries, and it's this thing is extremely personal. But you know what, you might as well uh be clear. You might as well address the issues. And you have to understand, when a woman asks you this, she already knows. um and it's a personal choice. Nobody can ever force anybody to sign off the corn or OnlyFans. Nobody can force anybody, right? But it's a personal decision. It's a personal decision whether or not you want to change something. It's just, if you want to change something, then change it. Then if you claim that you want a family, you want a real relationship with a woman, then you probably need to sign off, you know because no woman want to be in a relationship with a man who is addicted to any kind of corn, any kind of stuff, even if it's just liking photos of Instagram, even if it is buying memberships. No woman alive No, I'm sorry, guys. No woman alive wants to be in a relationship with a man who's doing this kind of stuff. I can guarantee you that. So, with that being said, my dear friends, we'll talk about this. I will record this video later. I just didn't want to miss so many days on YouTube. I was very busy with some family matters. But yes, I want to make maybe, I'm thinking maybe Tuesday, Thursday when I do lives. I'm gonna consider that. Anyway, my dear friends, I have to go now. Warm hugs. Thank you so much for joining. Write your thoughts below. Even if I make video private, I'm still gonna see the comments. Yeah, real is so much better than fake. That's all I'm going to say. So much better to have real connection with all the ups and downs than having to sneak somewhere, do things you know are disgusting, being disgusted with yourself, and repel all the good women by this behavior. So I'll talk to you later, my dear friends. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you.